The anime begins with a young woman being harassed by a group of men. Amid the tension, a brave boy named Yuya Tenju steps in to help. The men insult and attack Yuya, but he doesn't give up. When the police arrive, the men run away, and the girl thanks Yuya, who humbly accepts her gratitude before leaving. We learn that Yuya's grandfather taught him to be kind and help those in need. When Yuya gets home, he sees that his house has been vandalized with mean graffiti. He remembers his tough childhood, filled with bullying and neglect from his parents. His grandfather was his only support, guiding him through the hard times. Even after his grandfather passed away, Yuya inherited his home and money, much to the anger of his parents. Now, Yuya works part-time jobs while dealing with the emotional pain of his past. On graduation day, Yuya feels no joy. As he looks through his yearbook, he sees many hurtful comments. His bullies approach him, reminding him of his low status. Bruised and sad, Yuya's siblings ignore him as he suffers more physical abuse. His attempt to make the day better by going to work fails when his boss fires him. He returns home to a simple meal and looks at himself in the mirror, feeling hopeless. In a moment of anger, he breaks the mirror and finds a hidden room behind the wall, filled with mysterious items that his grandfather had collected. Curious, Yuya explores further and finds a strange door that leads to a different world, triggering unexpected notifications. As he examines the room, he learns that the door connects to another realm. The notifications explain its features, such as item storage and door control. Confused but curious, Yuya sees the system as similar to a game and checks his status, only to be disappointed by his very low stats. Looking around, he peeks through the door and sees a new world. A note on the table is unclear at first, but he understands it when his language skill activates. It tells that the house belonged to a wise sage who left everything to whoever found it, protected by strong magic. Among the treasures are powerful weapons, each very dangerous. Trying out a sword, Yuya stumbles but gains a basic skill. Excited, he trains with each weapon, discovering their divine powers and learning many skills, though his stats remain at level 1. This starts his journey to become stronger. Storing the weapons, Yuya is suddenly attacked by a monster. The house's magic protects him from the level 300 bloody ogre. Gathering his courage, Yuya throws his spear and kills the monster with one hit. The monster disappears, leaving behind many items, and Yuya's level jumps to 100, which amazes him. He uses his new points and decides to take a break. When he tries to leave, he sees an option to turn the monster's items into money, which surprises and pleases him. That night, Yuya goes through a big change. He wakes up with a new body that doesn't fit his clothes. Confused by the change and looking at his broken mirror, he searches the sage's house for new clothes. He finds magic clothes that fit his new body and give him special powers. Wondering about the sage, Yuya goes to the garden and is attacked by a clever level 200 monster. Calmly, he kills it with his spear and gets valuable items, including coffee slime and a rare necklace that restores his energy. With each victory, Yuya grows stronger, reaching level 150. He tries the coffee slime and finds it tastes good, which motivates him more. Wanting to change his life, he buys a new school uniform for high school. Enjoying the other world, he finds peace and a new purpose, leaving his painful past behind. While training and exploring, an elite goblin attacks his home, but Yuya, now much stronger, easily defeats it with a new skill. As time passes, Yuya gets ready for high school. He becomes popular, even his siblings are impressed. In class, his old bullies don't recognize him and think he is a new student. They are shocked when he tells them his name. In the bathroom, he is surprised by his new look. After class, his siblings confront him, confused and angry about his change, but a limousine arrives with the girl he saved. Curious about how she knows him, Yuya listens as she thanks him and introduces herself as Kaori Haoju. She invites him to join the famous Jose Academy. Yuya feels honored but unsure if he is smart enough. His brother tries to join too, but Kaori quickly stops him, knowing how they treated Yuya badly. She tells Yuya that character is more important at their school than just grades. With her father's support, they leave to visit the academy, leaving Yuya's siblings stunned by what happened. When Yuya arrives at the prestigious academy, he sees many talented students. Meeting the chairman, Tsukasa, Yuya modestly talks about saving Kaori, but she insists he was her only savior. Grateful, Tsukasa invites Yuya to join the school and offers to pay his tuition as thanks. Yuya feels unsure, thinking he isn't good enough compared to the other students. Tsukasa reassures him, saying that being smart comes from hard work and good time management, not just natural talent. He encourages Yuya to try new things and have fun, suggesting a trial day at the academy. Nervous about his first class, Yuya hopes it won't be worse than his old school. Introducing himself, he fears judgment, but the students admire his good looks. Sitting down, he tries to talk to the girl next to him, but she is cold, making him worry about her opinion. Kaori also worries about how he will fit in. As the lesson continues, Yuya finds it quite normal, with students actively participating. During break, he is mistaken for an idol and asked about his romantic life. Ryo saves him from the questions and takes him to the cafeteria for lunch. Amazed by the free food and the variety, Yuya feels like he's in a dream. Sitting with student Shingo Kurata, they talk excitedly about anime. Yuya is happy to find friends with similar interests. He notices people looking at him, thinking it's because of his different uniform. When Shingo asks about clubs, Yuya says he hasn't joined any. Ryo, also undecided, has many athletic skills. Shingo, in the gaming club, surprises Yuya by saying they can play consoles after class. They talk about video games, and Yuya feels more comfortable. At the end of the day, Yuya tells Tsukasa he enjoyed it and wants to enroll. Meeting Kaori, she is happy with his decision and invites him to explore the city. Walking through busy streets, Kaori shares that her family's reputation makes socializing hard, but she feels comfortable with Yuya. At a crepe shop, Yuya is glad for his money from the other world as he looks at the prices. They enjoy the sweet treats and laugh together. Yuya worries about changing back to his old self, but Kaori reassures him that she recognizes him because his essence hasn't changed. Sharing her crepe, Yuya feels shy but happy, not noticing the people who see them as a cute pair. As the night grew darker, Yuya decided to return to the alternate realm. Wearing full armor, he faced and defeated many creatures, despite his fear. He noticed that his level was increasing more slowly, so he decided to find stronger enemies outside his home. Inspired by his time at the academy, Yuya wanted a new challenge. Suddenly, a loud scream broke the night's silence. Yuya quickly ran towards the sound, holding his spear. He found a terrible scene. Soldiers were dead, and a dangerous level 200 goblin general was threatening a girl. Yuya defeated the goblin with a quick strike, but another enemy appeared. Not giving up, Yuya used his other skills to dodge the goblin's attacks. Switching between weapons, he fought hard and finally won. He checked on the girl, who had fainted. Sensing more danger, he used his invisibility cloak to hide from approaching knights. The knights revealed that the girl was Princess Lexia von Alceria. Back at his safe place, Yuya thought about the encounter and hoped the princess would be okay with the knight's help. He decided to buy new clothes with his money from the other world. Walking through the streets, people stared at him, thinking he was a celebrity. His magic shirt was still clean, but Yuya knew he needed more clothes. Meanwhile, far away, a director was shouting as things got tense. Show's manager was in trouble because Show didn't show up for a photo shoot. The director was getting angry, especially at Mio, the other model, who had been waiting all morning. The shoot was supposed to be about a couple, but without Show, they were stuck. The director decided to find a replacement in the mall. As Yuya looked at clothes in the mall, a group of girls approached him. Thinking they were trying to sell him something, he politely said no, but their surprised reaction made him doubt his response. The director, still searching for a solution, saw Yuya and thought he had potential. He explained the situation to Yuya, who felt nervous but wanted to help. Reluctantly, Yuya agreed to become the model. During the photo shoot, Yuya feels uncomfortable as the director asks him to act more sensual. Mio's encouragement and her charm help him continue, but when she gets closer, Yuya becomes even more embarrassed, catching the attention of people around them. Despite his discomfort, he tries to match Mio's professionalism, inspired by her example. However, as the shoot goes on, Yuya struggles with Mio's closeness, making his discomfort obvious. In the parallel world, Lexia wonders who saved her and decides to go back to the dark forest to thank him. Her knight is surprised by her determination and warns her about the dangers of the forest. Lexia insists on going and brings her group with her, making them curious about her boldness. Back at the mall, the photo shoot ends, and Yuya feels tired. Mio thanks him again, and Yuya nervously accepts her handkerchief, worried about sweating in the borrowed clothes. Thinking about his first modeling experience, Yuya admires Myo's skill, though she modestly mentions her own early mistakes. Yuya reflects on how he never had such opportunities before. When he asks Myo about her modeling career, she shares that she wanted recognition because her family ignored her. Fans' support later motivated her. Myo tells Yuya to enjoy his journey at his own pace. As they talk, the director secretly takes pictures of their candid moments. Suddenly, Sho arrives late, and the crowd gets excited. Ignoring Myo's discomfort, Sho pushes her against the wall and asks her out for drinks. Seeing Myo's unease, Yuya steps in, surprising Sho. When Sho tries to fight back, Yuya quickly stops him. The crowd is shocked, and Yuya worries about hitting Sho, who is a handsome boxer. But to his surprise, the crowd cheers for Yuya, calling him a hero. Confused, Sho asks why he lost despite his boxing skills. The director dismisses Sho, having filmed the entire scene in high quality. Myo thanks Yuya and shares that Sho had been bothering her. The director criticizes Sho's behavior and ends his career prospects. Even though the director offers Yuya future modeling jobs, Yuya, unsure of his skills, politely says no. He appreciates the chance to work together and accepts the gifted clothes as payment, valuing the experience. As they part, Myo hopes to work with Yuya again and wishes him well. In the car, the director is disappointed that Yuya doesn't want to model more, seeing his star potential. The director playfully teases Myo about her blushing, suggesting she likes Yuya. Yuya organizes his new clothes, not knowing his photo is creating a buzz in modeling agency. A woman, seeing his potential despite his inexperience, tells her assistant to find him and sign him up before others do. She is impressed that he could work well with Myo and doesn't want to lose him. In the distant realm, Lexia's knights are fighting goblins and struggling. Suddenly, Yuya appears and easily defeats the goblins, surprising everyone. Lexia is relieved to see him, and Yuya quickly handles the remaining threats. While helping a wounded knight, Yuya notices Lexia approaching and wonders why she is in the dark forest. Lexia surprises everyone by proposing to Yuya. Her knight, Owen, is worried because of her royal status and their little knowledge about Yuya. But Lexia insists it was love at first sight, leading to a heated conversation. Yuya, sensing the forest's danger, invites them to his home, surprising them by revealing he lives there. Amazed by his simple home, Owen introduces himself as the captain of the Arzelian Knights and Lexia as the first princess of the kingdom. Lexia, grateful for Yuya's heroism again, reassures him not to worry about his behavior as their visit is unofficial, and he is still their savior. Yuya introduces himself, making them curious about his unusual name. Lexia wonders if he is royalty from another land, while Owen stays cautious. Owen explains their mission. They wanted to thank Yuya for his earlier heroism, which deeply affected Lexia. Expressing her deep feelings, Lexia proposes marriage again, surprising Yuya. Overwhelmed by her sudden proposal, Yuya hesitates. Lexia then reflects on love, thinking it should have challenges. She suggests they start as friends, and Yuya, though unsure, agrees. Owen reveals another reason for their visit. The king wants to thank Yuya personally at the royal palace. Although hesitant, Yuya learns it's a royal order, so he must agree. Owen assures him they can arrange the visit around his new school schedule. Lexia says goodbye, determined to win Yuya's heart next time. In the royal capital, a report emerges about a failed attempt on Lexia's life. A masked figure, who planned the assassination, is frustrated by the failure. Despite sending killers, they were stopped by monsters in the dark forest. The masked figure, a member of the royal family, deeply hates Lexia and vows revenge. At home, Yuya marks his calendar, deciding when to visit the king. Wearing his new school uniform, he heads to his first day at the academy, attracting attention like a celebrity. Upon arrival, the director, though busy, encourages Yuya to enjoy his time at school. In class, Yuya reunites with Ryo and Shingo, and his classmates warmly welcome him. During a soccer game, Roy, a skilled player, is in the spotlight, cheered by fans. Yuya, watching from the side, is impressed by Roy's skill. Talking with Keide Kazama, Yuya mentions he doesn't have his gym clothes. The game continues with Roy showing his talent, helped by his teammate Akira Akinase. When Akira makes a mistake, Yuya quickly steps in, impressing everyone. Concerned for K-Day, Yuya's quick actions amaze those around him. Despite Akira feeling bad, K-Day reassures him and declines his help. Ryo supports Akira, and Yuya's actions earn thanks from both K-Day and Akira. In another scene, Kaori heads to change for gym class. The girls are talking about Yuya, calling him a prince. K-Day updates Kaori on recent events, leading to guesses about Yuya's relationship status because of his charm. Kaori and K-Day say nothing is confirmed. During class, Yuya catches Kaori's eye as she's on the field. Suddenly, a gang of delinquents on motorbikes, holding bats, causes chaos among the students. They are known as the Red Ogres, and they surround the girls. Yuya sees his siblings among them. Kaori asks why they are at the school, and Yuya's brother Yoda mentions that she is the director's daughter. Recognizing them, Kaori confronts them, but Sarah, Yuya's sister, dismisses her, planning revenge because Kaori looks down on them and because Yuya is attending the academy. The situation becomes dangerous as the gang closes in. Yuya wants to help but is frozen by fear, remembering past bullying. His friends notice his distress, but he finds his courage. He jumps out the window, surprising everyone with his daring move from the 4th floor. Landing unhurt, he faces his old bully, Araki, signaling a fight. As Araki's gang attacks, Yuya easily avoids their hits and disarms them. Araki charges, but Yuya dodges him, focusing on saving Kaori. A big guy named Amore blocks his way, but Yuya stands his ground and throws him aside. He reaches Kaori, ensuring she is safe, just as the gang leader attacks. Yuya dodges the leader's motorcycle, causing the leader to crash. The police arrive and arrest the gang. The students are told to return to class. Yuya, relieved Kaori is safe, goes to her, and she suddenly falters. Catching her, they share a moment of relief amidst the chaos. Meanwhile, reflecting on the failure of the Red Ogres, Yoda is suddenly grabbed by the boss, who blames him for their situation. Sarah tries to defend Yoda but is pushed away, and Yoda is held in a chokehold by the boss. Yuya steps in, separates them, and earns Yoda's gratitude. The boss charges again, but Yuya stands firm. The students watching are puzzled by what is happening, but things slowly calm down. Yoda, confused by Yuya's actions, asks why he helped. Yuya says that despite everything, they are still family, and he couldn't abandon them. Moved, his brother and others ask for his forgiveness, feeling sorry for what they did. Yuya, with his friends, apologizes for the chaos, and they admire his brave leap from the window. In the other world, Yuya remembers Owen's warning about the Dark Forest, known for its dangerous monsters that can destroy cities. Curious about the sage who once lived in his house, Yuya goes deeper into the forest to find stronger enemies. Suddenly, he hears a cry and sees a puppy being attacked by an orc. The puppy has a dark energy aura but is weak. Yuya sees that the orc is a level 600 orc king with very high attack power. Feeling outmatched, he thinks about leaving but remembers his grandfather's teachings. Deciding to help, even if just to distract the orc, Yuya charges and surprisingly defeats it with one hit. Embarrassed by the easy victory, he reflects on his past successes and wonders about the sage who made such powerful weapons. He then focuses on the injured puppy, offering a healing potion. The puppy growls at first but then faints. Yuya gives first aid to the pup, earning its trust as it starts to warm up to him. Learning that the pup is alone, Yuya offers it companionship and gains the taming skill. He names the pup Knight, a level 500 Black Finrer, and is amazed by its impressive stats. Knight happily accepts its new name. Returning home, Yuya examines the loot from the Orc King. An S-ranked magic stone, the Orc King's sword, and armor, which are not suitable for humans but could be reforged. Among the items is a rare brush that stimulates hair growth, which Yuya uses to groom Knight. Despite his brave deed, Yuya remains at level 235 and is puzzled by his lack of progress. Determined to understand the leveling system, he decides to keep trying. In the real world, Yuya leaves Knight at home while he goes to school and tells his friends about his new companion, asking about local pet shops. K-Day gets excited and asks to see pictures, but Yuya admits he doesn't have a smartphone and thus no pictures. His friends are surprised, but Yuya explains he never needed one. They can't join him at the pet store, so K-Day offers to go with him. Yuya appreciates her help, and K-Day jokes that it's not a date. At home, Knight eagerly greets Yuya. He shows Knight the pet supplies he got with K-Day's help and puts a new collar on Knight, deciding it's time for a walk. They go to the park, where Yuya's stylish look and Knight's cuteness attract attention. They meet Kaori, who pets Knight and praises Yuya for adopting him. People around them see them as a perfect pair, and Kaori admires Knight's intelligence. Their meeting is interrupted by Mio, the model from the photo shoot, who is also at the park. Yuya introduces Mio to Kaori and Knight, drawing even more attention. To avoid causing a scene, Mio gracefully leaves, saying she looks forward to seeing them again. Kaori becomes curious about Mio's relationship with Yuya, but he strongly denies any romantic connection, finding the idea surprising. Kaori, however, remains skeptical. Suddenly, a scream rings out as a thief grabs a woman's purse and runs away. Kaori worries about what to do, so Yuya commands Knight to chase the thief. After making sure the woman is safe, Knight quickly returns with the thief. Yuya tells Kaori to call the police, but the thief tries to attack her. Yuya steps in, easily stopping the thief. People watching cheer for Yuya, calling him a hero, and Kaori thanks him for his help. With the thief handed over to the police, Yuya heads home. Exploring deeper into the dark forest with Knight, Yuya faces many strong monsters. They encounter another Orc King, and Knight shows his strength by defeating it with a bite to the neck. Later, they find a crystal deer with a high level of 630. Yuya hides and watches its powerful magic. The deer notices Yuya and charges, but he dodges. Yuya and Knight then split up to attack from different sides. Despite the deer's strong magical attacks, Knight creates openings for Yuya. In a critical moment, Yuya defeats the deer. Among the items they find, a portable bath set catches Yuya's eye. Interested in its features like automatic cleanliness and privacy settings, he decides to try it out. As night falls, Yuya returns home and enjoys a luxurious bath with Knight by his side. The next day, Yuya and Knight encounter a needle roller, known for its speed. Initially struggling with its quick movements, Yuya eventually predicts its attacks, dodges them, and makes the monster crash into a wall, where he defeats it. Yuya finally reaches level 240, and Knight reaches level 510. The broken wall reveals a hidden cave, sparking their curiosity. Yuya checks for dangers, but the cave seems empty. Inside a large, glowing chamber, they find a dead body and a book. Yuya examines the book and realizes it belongs to the sage. Reading the book, Yuya learns about the sage's incredible skills and his refusal to join the gods. Suddenly, the book speaks to Yuya, warning him that his growing power might scare others. The sage's voice advises Yuya to find trustworthy friends. Yuya expresses interest in learning magic, and the sage grants him his magical knowledge, giving Yuya the magical circuits needed for this world. The sage encourages Yuya to seek happiness and live nobly. Back home, Yuya starts studying magic, beginning with sensing and controlling magical energy. Practicing outside, he accidentally destroys a tree while creating a water sphere, showing his power. Knight also progresses in learning magic. In the royal capital, Owen reports to the king about Yuya's actions and the princess's proposal. The king, angry, thinks Yuya is misleading his daughter. At school, Yuya daydreams about the sage's warning regarding magic. The teacher announces a camping trip, grouping the students into teams of 4. Yuya is grouped with K-Day, Akira, and Rin. K-Day is excited, but Yuya admits he has no camping gear. K-Day suggests a shopping trip to get ready. At the mall, Shingo is surprised to see Kaori with them. Ryo is shocked that Yuya is friends with Kaori, the director's daughter. Kaori tells them to treat her like any other student. They help Yuya choose a backpack and then head to the arcade. Shingo gets excited when he sees his favorite character in the crane game, even though he admits he's not good at it. Yuya steps in and uses his detect weakness ability to win quickly. K-Day asks for a prize, and Yuya wins it for her effortlessly. Enjoying their time at the arcade, Yuya wins prizes for all his friends, making Kaori especially happy since it's her first time at an arcade. The girls decide to go shopping for clothes, giving the guys a break at a cafe. Yuya enjoys spending time with his friends when suddenly an alarm goes off. There's a fire, and they need to evacuate. Worried about the girls, Yuya fears the flames are close to them. He heads to the staircase and asks where his friends are. Ryo gets a call from K-Day saying they are trapped upstairs. Filled with concern, Yuya rushes up, thinking only of his friends. Seeing the fire, Yuya decides to use his magic. He creates a watery barrier and runs through the flames. Finding the unconscious girls in the smoke, Yuya quickly goes to them, checking for other survivors. Using his detection skill, he confirms they are alone. Shielding the girls with his magic, Yuya faces the intense fire, unsure how to escape. Outside, Ryo and Shingo tell the officers about their friends being trapped, but the officers can't help until the fire is under control. Inside, Yuya searches for a way out. In the chaos, Kaori drops a gift. Trapped, Yuya uses his magic to break through the building. Despite the shaking, he gets out with the girls. After getting medical help, firefighters scold him for his dangerous actions. Kaori's father arrives, thanking Yuya for saving them. Returning Kaori's handkerchief, Yuya thinks about family, feeling a sense of emptiness. However, when Night greets him at home, he realizes that Night is his true family. The scene shows Yuya and Night exploring further, finding a hidden cave full of goblins. Using his sword, Yuya quickly defeats the goblins and finds rare treasures, storing them with his storage skill. As they leave the cave, Yuya suggests ending the adventure, but Night wants to continue. Though Yuya needs to prepare for his school trip, he follows Night when the dog suddenly runs off. Night's senses lead them to a clearing where an injured girl is fighting goblins. Yuya wants to help, but Night warns him to wait. The girl uses mysterious threads to cut off a goblin's arm, but she eventually gets hurt, prompting Yuya and Night to step in. They defeat the goblins but face more reinforcements. Yuya uses his powerful whip to subdue them, amazed by its strength. Unsure about the girl's fate, he hesitates, but she wakes up, startled and falls. Yuya gives his healing potion to the girl, named Luna, quickly restoring her health. Luna is surprised by its effectiveness and wonders who Yuya is. Yuya introduces himself and Night, though Night remains wary, confusing Yuya. Luna explains she was training in the forest when she encountered the goblins. She learns Yuya also came to train. Feeling embarrassed by her state, Luna mentions finding a river to clean up, but Yuya offers his portable bath instead. While Luna uses the bath, Yuya stands guard. Luna is impressed by the rare item, and Yuya explains he got it from a crystal deer, impressing Luna with his skills. Luna reveals her true purpose in the forest and suggests they train together since they have similar goals. Yuya agrees, feeling responsible for her safety. They begin training together, helping each other grow stronger. Yuya praises Luna for her skill with the threads and defeating the elite goblin. Luna remains focused on her ultimate goal, determined to become even stronger to complete her mission. Yuya tries to explain to Luna that he has to leave for a school trip, but he struggles to make sense. Instead, he apologizes, and Luna graciously accepts, thanking him for his help. After their training ends, Yuya takes a relaxing bath, only to be startled when Luna joins him, wanting to share the moment. Luna expresses how important their time together is and promises to cherish it. Despite Yuya's embarrassment, Luna insists on washing his back, but she accidentally drops her towel, making Yuya even more uncomfortable. During the school trip, Yuya plays a card game with his friends and wins several times, surprising them. He dismisses his success as luck, attributing it to his high luck stat, and thinks about his time with Luna. His thoughts are interrupted when they arrive at their destination, where they are told to prepare for a 2-day camping trip and live off the land. Concerns about poisonous plants are eased by the presence of the school doctor, although her scary reputation makes some uneasy. As they discuss survival strategies and the competition, Yuya asks about the rewards for success and learns they affect the teacher's bonus, much to the students' annoyance. In the forest, Yuya considers their first move, while Akira confidently claims survival will be easy, earning disapproval from the others. Rin suggests dividing tasks, with Yuya and Kade focusing on fishing, while she and Akira look for edible plants. By the river, Kade complains about their slow progress, only to meet Ryo, who warns them that the best fishing spots are running out. Undeterred, Yuya uses his detection skill to find another spot full of fish. Despite Kade's doubts about the shallow water, Yuya steps in and, using techniques he learned from Luna about monster behavior, catches fish with his bare hands. Kade is amazed by Yuya's skills as he continues to catch fish, surprising their classmates. Reflecting on Luna's teachings, Yuya feels grateful for her guidance. Meanwhile, in a nearby town, Luna practices her skills with her threads, defeating puppet figures. Though she tries to stay professional, thoughts of Yuya come to mind, making her wish for a different life. However, as the headhunter, she knows she cannot escape her role and prepares for her next mission. Yuya and Kade meet up with Rin and proudly show their catch, surprising Rin with Yuya's unusual fishing method. They find Akira lying on the ground, complaining about Rin using him to test mushrooms and as bear bait. Worried, Yuya checks on Akira but is relieved to find him unharmed. Rin and Akira present the plants they gathered, and Yuya uses his knowledge to sort out the poisonous mushrooms. With their collection ready, they go to their instructor to have their findings checked, joining their classmates for the safety inspection. Yuya runs into Kaori and shares their team's progress and experiences before Kaori is called back by her team. Akira admires Yuya's easy friendship with Kaori and wants to be more like him. Presenting their haul to Ri, the team is praised for their large and safe collection, setting a high standard for the others. Ri looks forward to her bonus, but reminds everyone about the upcoming cooking evaluation. When it's time to cook, everyone looks to Yuya, and Ri encourages him, clearly hoping for success, which Yuya finds slightly unsettling. Yuya rolls up his sleeves and starts cooking, using his experience from living alone and cooking in the alternate realm. He prepares a meal that impresses his teammates. As they eagerly eat, Ri, who has had a bit to drink, stumbles upon the scene and is amazed by the delicious food. Nervously, Yuya waits for their reactions and is relieved when they all love it. Ri admires Yuya's cooking skills, saying they are even better than the school's top chefs. Yuya thinks back to his solitary cooking adventures and feels happy that his cooking brings joy to others. In a surprising turn, Ri shocks everyone by proposing marriage to Yuya, saying she lacks domestic skills and romantic experience. Despite his friends' objections, Yuya feels doubtful about himself, thinking he is not good enough. However, Ri insists she is willing to wait for him. Flustered by his teacher's proposal, Yuya diplomatically praises her teaching skills, which makes her happy. Later, Yuya teleports home to check on Night and cooks a quick dinner, finding fulfillment in providing for others. When he returns to camp, he finds everyone showering together and notices their attention on his physique. Confused by their stares and Akira's compliments, Yuya remains unaware of his own attractiveness. Meanwhile, in the girls' restroom, Rin teases Kade about her popularity with the boys. Their conversation shifts to Ri's marriage proposal to Yuya, surprising Kaori. Kade considers making a move on Yuya herself, thinking Ri might have an advantage. Kaori questions her feelings, and Rin suggests that Kaori's feelings for Yuya might be more obvious than she realizes, making Kaori think about Yuya's romantic interests. The following morning, the students are worried when they discover their belongings have been ransacked, with Akira looking particularly upset. Yuya quickly checks to make sure everything is still there. As they go in search of breakfast, Akira becomes more anxious after seeing claw marks on a tree. Remembering Akira's earlier comment about being used as bear bait, Yuya realizes a bear is nearby. Suddenly, the bear appears, causing the girls to run in fear. Ri quickly leads them to safety but trips and falls, putting herself in danger. Acting quickly, Yuya fights the bear and manages to subdue it. Grateful for his bravery, Ri jokingly proposes marriage again, which Yuya politely declines. After dealing with the bear, Yuya learns from Kaori that it will be used as a guard bear, and if it becomes a threat again, it might be used for food. With the crisis resolved, the camping trip ends. Back at home, Yuya prepares to meet the king in the alternate realm with Lexia. On the way, he encounters a group of demons and realizes they are a threat to Lexia's party. With Knight's help, he defeats the demons using his sage weapons. Among the items he finds is a strange helmet. A curious rabbit watches him, recognizing him as someone important. Lexia's group arrives, relieved to see Yuya but surprised by his helmet. Noticing their concern, Yuya quickly takes it off, putting them at ease. They ask if he is ready to meet the king and invite him to join them at the palace. Suddenly, Knight jumps into action, stopping an incoming threat. Yuya quickly handles it, noticing threads similar to Luna's techniques and realizing Knight is protecting the princess. Owen is confused, and Luna feels frustrated with herself for failing, but Yuya quickly calms her down. Surprised by Luna's identity, Yuya and Lexia think about the situation. Yuya explains Luna's attempt to attack Lexia and how Knight already knew about it. Wanting answers, Yuya asks to treat Luna's injuries and bring her to his home for questioning, not wanting to believe she is truly evil. Lexia agrees, despite Owen's worries, and decides to go with Yuya, curious about Luna and their relationship. Using his teleportation ability, Yuya quickly returns home, leaving Owen behind. Lexia is amazed by the magic. While they wait for Luna to wake up, Yuya talks about his encounters with Luna in the forest and their training sessions together. However, Lexia is more interested in the teleportation spell. Yuya casually says he created the spell with a thought, but Lexia, worried, warns him about the dangers if his abilities become known and makes him promise to keep them secret. Suddenly, Lexia calls out Luna, revealing that she was pretending to be asleep. Luna gets up, realizing she has been caught, and Lexia praises Yuya for noticing Luna's act and being kind enough to play along. Lexia wants to know Luna's story, but Luna, accepting her fate, boldly tells them to end her life. Yuya, however, wants to understand her situation better. Luna shares her sad past as an orphan, surviving by scavenging until a mentor took her in and taught her to read, write, and become an assassin. She eventually joined the Dark Guild, a group known for its criminal activities. Lexia explains the Dark Guild's bad reputation, leading Luna to reveal her history as the feared headhunter, shocking Lexia. Yuya thinks back to Knight's earlier hostility towards Luna, now understanding why. Luna talks about her failed mission to kill Lexia and expects to be executed or face revenge from the Dark Guild. Yuya, worried about her, insists that their short time together means a lot to him and that he considers Luna a friend. Luna doubts his sincerity, but Yuya's genuine feelings touch her. Before Luna can decide what to do, Lexia offers her a new path, to become her bodyguard, surprising Luna. Luna is confused by Lexia's offer and questions if it's possible, but Lexia reassures her. She says that knowing about the assassination attempt gives them an advantage, and that having Luna as a guard would make it harder for the Dark Guild to attack again. Luna, struggling with her past and feeling unworthy, hesitates, but Lexia praises her, saying her hands are soft thanks to Yuya's help. Despite Luna's refusals, Lexia insists, saying Luna lost because she didn't succeed in killing her. With no other options, Luna reluctantly agrees to be Lexia's bodyguard. Meanwhile, Owen and his soldiers run from goblins, leaving Lexia's safety to Yuya. Luna, feeling down about the situation, criticizes Lexia's forceful nature. As her first request, Lexia asks about Yuya's special bath item. Luna explains how rare and refreshing it is, making Lexia curious. Lexia wants to try it and invites Luna to join her. She also invites Yuya, who nervously says no. Lexia insists, and Luna agrees even though she doesn't really want to. While relaxing in the bath, Lexia asks Luna if she likes Yuya. Luna denies any romantic feelings. Lexia then says she wants to marry Yuya, which Luna objects to. Lexia argues that if they are just friends, Luna shouldn't mind. Despite her doubts, Luna accepts Lexia's challenge to win Yuya's heart. Lexia declares Luna both her protector and her rival, setting up their unusual competition. After their bath, Yuya suggests making dinner. Lexia offers to cook but struggles, almost making a mess in the kitchen. She loses her knife, and Yuya takes over. The girls enjoy the meal and praise Yuya's cooking. Luna feels jealous seeing Lexia admire Yuya. Pretending her injuries from before still hurt, Luna asks Yuya to feed her. He agrees, remembering how he hurt her. Luna smiles slyly, which makes Lexia jealous. Lexia demands the same treatment, not wanting to be left out. Though Yuya tries to refuse, Lexia uses her royal authority to make him help her, leaving him with no choice. At night, they all go to bed, and Yuya feels tired but happy about the day. The next morning, they meet Owen and his men again. Yuya says sorry for leaving them behind. Owen is curious about their new friends, so Yuya introduces Knight again. Owen thanks Yuya for his past heroism and asks about Luna. Lexia says Luna used to be an assassin who tried to kill her, but now will be her guard. Luna feels bad that her secret is out so quickly. Owen is cautious about Luna, but Lexia says they can trust her because they slept safely. Owen agrees to watch Luna carefully. Yuya then says he can't go to the palace because he has to go back to school. He says goodbye, promising to visit when he can. Owen says the village will help them get to the capital. Lexia says a heartfelt goodbye, asking Yuya to come back soon. Luna suddenly kisses Yuya to say thank you, surprising everyone. Lexia gets upset and wants to say goodbye properly, but Owen ignores her and tells them to move on. Thinking about Luna's kiss, Yuya decides to relax in a bath. There, he finds a strange creature and tames it, gaining new skills with his appraisal ability. The creature can create a bright field, so Yuya names it Akatsuki. Reminded by night, Yuya quickly leaves for school. Back at school, Ri announces a ball game competition and says it will affect her bonus, so she urges the class to do well. They are divided into teams for a soccer game. Yuya, not knowing much about soccer, becomes the goalkeeper. As the game starts, Ryo shows great skill, impressing everyone. Rin shares a secret plan involving Kade as a distraction, but Akira unexpectedly steals the ball, boosting the team's spirit. Yuya amazes the spectators with his quick reflexes, blocking a shot easily. Holding the ball, Yuya asks Ryo for advice, who tells him to throw it as hard as he can. Yuya follows Ryo's advice and surprisingly scores a point, leaving everyone stunned. After classes, a modeling agency approaches Yuya, inviting him to join. He quickly says no, surprising the chief. Yuya explains he is happy with school, even though Mio tries to change his mind. His friends are surprised that he knows the model, and Yuya explains their past work together, showing a magazine cover with them. During their chat, they notice a poster for the upcoming sports competition, which excites Kaori. Inspired by this, the chief suggests writing an article about Yuya and the school, and quickly seeks approval. In the alternate world, Yuya defeats a skeleton monster but feels he isn't getting stronger. Determined to improve, he goes deeper into the forest and finds thick black trees that are very tough. He is surprised by Akatsuki's growth and then gets attacked by a mithril boar. Despite trying to heal, the boar keeps attacking. Just as things look bad, a strange rabbit named Usagi appears and talks, surprising Yuya. Usagi easily defeats the boar with great strength, leaving Yuya amazed. When Yuya checks Usagi's stats, he sees how strong and skilled Usagi is, with many titles. Yuya thanks Usagi for helping him. Usagi asks Yuya to show his kick. After seeing it, Usagi sees Yuya's potential and starts training him to improve. With a lot of practice, Yuya finally manages to knock down a tree and then starts sparring with Usagi. Yuya wonders why he is training so hard and learns that Usagi wants him to become his successor. Usagi, who is a divine known for his great kicking skills, explains that they protect the world from the vile, which are the bad elements of the world. Yuya learns he can say no, but Usagi warns that a big fight against the vile is coming and they need allies. Yuya is hesitant at first, but his wish to protect Night and Akatsuki makes him agree. Yuya thinks the barrier around his house was made by the sage, but he and Usagi agree to share knowledge. Usagi is interested in Yuya's magic skills. During a fight with a king mithril boar, Yuya takes his chance for a rematch. Using his kicks and whip, he wins. He finds valuable SS-ranked items left by the boar. Usagi tells him about even stronger creatures, like the triple S-ranked and EX-ranked ones, with the Vile being the most powerful at the legendary rank. Yuya gets a notification that he is evolving. He shines brightly and gains many new skills, but he doesn't look any different. The next day, Yuya takes part in the table tennis tournament. The chief wants him to impress everyone. His opponent is the sniper, the national champion, whose serve is almost impossible to return. Despite this, Yuya manages to hit back the next serve easily, but with so much force that he damages the table. Not wanting to cause harm, Yuya concedes the match, disappointing the photographers who can't keep up with his speed. Kade pulls him away to join a volleyball game because of an injured team member, and the chief follows them. During the volleyball game, the ball suddenly pops, and the court is damaged, leading the other team to give up. The chief says the distraction caused the problem, but Kade tells Yuya that a win is still a win. Their chat is interrupted by a scream, and they see Kaori, who looks worried. Yuya gets ready for the tennis match as his opponents say he will need medical help soon. Kaori serves but narrowly misses Yuya, and the ball goes out of bounds. Yuya encourages her. Surprisingly, Kaori serves again but throws her racket, revealing she was the one who hurt the other student. Realizing this, Yuya takes on more responsibility, hitting every shot and dominating the game. Despite Kaori's efforts to help, she throws her racket again and almost falls. Yuya catches her, and the chief finally scores a point. As the day ends, Yuya walks home with Kaori, who thanks him for his help. She offers to buy him food, but Yuya says he is happy just being with her and doesn't need any thanks. Instead of saying thank you, Kaori kisses him. Meanwhile, Usagi fights one of the Vile, using magic for defense, which surprises his opponent. Grateful for Yuya's teachings, Usagi acknowledges his debt. The girl, seeing Yuya as a greater threat, decides to find him first. So the moral of the story is, if life gives you a tough childhood, a magic house, and a few monster fights, just remember that courage, a positive attitude, and a bit of luck can turn you from zero to hero, and you might even end up with a magical dog, new friends, and a surprise modeling career along the way.